to a homeowner, First National Bank, how can we help you?
How can we help you? Now, as always, the Drive Safe campaign is brought to you this morning by Joy News and Multimedia Group and is supported by Logistics Move as we help you relocate. Also by Toyota Ghana Company Limited, Toyota Superior Quality. So please avoid all distractions, keep safe.
Well, if you're thinking of the safest, hassle-free, and the most secure way of relocating or transporting your goods, then Logistics Movers is here for you with a professional and cost-effective way of moving our home. Contact us on 0501 277363 or 0302 918349 or email movers. We help you relocate.
Relocate indeed. Anyone loves this particular one I'm about to do. Toyota Gun, which is a 1.8-liter engine with smart start system, moonroof, reverse camera with parking assist, and automatic dual air condition. Now the model comes in and budget. Now to appreciate their customers, Toyota Ghana is offering a special early bird price for the Corolla Cross. And visit them at any of their branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, Takwa, Takoradi, or you can just call them on 0302. Company Limited is proud to be associated with Joy FM and Joy News' Arrive Alive safety tips on the Super Morning Show.
Well,
Hey, these people want to bring back my downfall.
Test driving and everything.
Bring back my downfall.
Bring back my downfall, brothers and sisters.
Look, I'd love to try the Toyota crossover adventure, the adventure.
The Corolla Cross.
Say it right is brought to us by Koba Payment App. Koba, our lives simplified.
Something must be done. Country.
Nope. Country.
So many people say it wrong and it almost never gets corrected.
True. Meanwhile, English is the official language of this country. Weekends are for chilling, they say, but with Korba, every minute of your time is like a party. Korba makes life simple. It allows you to transfer funds across all banks anytime, anywhere. In addition, you get a free life insurance cover while you make your payments with Korba. This is more than you expect. App Store or access via the WhatsApp channel 0242 426 186. Just dial *365#.
Ghanaian Times this morning, and very harrowing story which has been on the top of our minds this whole weekend. Fish dolphins washed ashore in Accra and in Axim. Fisheries Ministry launches investigations into operations. And that's it for the Ghanaian Times this morning.
Well, the final for this morning says child rights assist Rasta student to sue Achimota School. And a draft report on biodiversity and hydrological assessment of Atiwa Forest ready. Professor Campion. And Ghana to begin Ghana cities. And Speaker Alban Bagbin raises objection to promotion of LGBTQ plus agenda.
Just before that, fortunately, but nobody's attending to the situation. So if the Ghana police can please, as quickly as possible, get to this, it's very important. A man has been told. Okay, so please, if we can have some attention to that from the Ghana police. Thank you very much.
Okay, very sad, but let's move to a daily guide this morning. Sakawa teenagers kill boy 11. Just crowds rush for strange dead fish. Host GNPC's Ghana's fastest human, and Valencia walk off pitch.
Now, the daily graphic says Costa Monday. Yes, and all of us had to be in our homes yesterday. Yeah. And the back page says work on Daboya Bridge starts this year, according to Vice President. Some of these guys actually engage in galamsey, even though they tell you they're engaged in community mining. It's also asked the government to involve the chief without the chief knowing anything about it.
Right. Another story in the Daily Graphic, when it's in the middle page, is that we're getting 300 few weeks, I think about 2.5 to 3 weeks. And so we're definitely watching out to make sure that we have enough to be able to get our second.
But that's good news, but I'd want to know the kind of vaccine we're getting, because important we know if we have more doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Because you can't take one AstraZeneca and then go and take one Arab friends. But when? I know they paid for it, but that doesn't guarantee that you get. Italy and France had a conference call with Putin just to arrange Sputnik V. I mean, so really, will we get ours before they do?
Yeah.
You know.
Third wave with the B117
Yeah.
variant. So Europe is going into a third wave of vaccines. And so if you're going to put in terms of numbers, and our numbers have been done, we're recording about 50-50, apart from all these things to try and decide where do the vaccines go, where are they the most needed. And which is why really, us here in Ghana, we really need to practice social distancing, more vaccines to protect Ghanaians against COVID-19. Akufo-Addo committed to improving Ghana's power supply.
How will the propaganda let your lights come back on?
Well,
So-
exactly.
so
But
to
how
be-
did the propaganda let your lights go off? The lights actually just went off. I mean, it is what it is. Staff Union and Association of Lotto Marketing Companies support reforms. That's it for the new Crusading Guide.
And the Business and Financial Times says rising cost of debt routine merger. GRA's significant increase in revenue as taxpayers quadruple in 2 years. The front page of the Business and Financial Times, and the back page says Finance Minister gets ready to access 100 and. Okay.
Okay. So look, I'm concerned about those two stories that are most prominent in almost all the papers. The one about the ritual killing. We don't yet know what caused their deaths, the death of these fish, but it's happening across the coast. So whatever it is widespread, because we don't know what caused their deaths, and we don't know what will come up in their nets when they go out fishing. The warnings from the state institutions about the fish that washed up, saying the fish that washed up. But what about the fish that's in there? You know, the ones that didn't wash up. What if one of those washes up? I've been thinking about some issues we discussed not so long ago about attack just before the holidays. The editor of WhatsApp News, the new, online gunpoint, the police came out to issue a statement saying that he was not picked up at gunpoint. But then it wasn't very released over the holiday. But his lawyer joins us now, lawyer Eduji Tamaklo. Lawyer Tamaklo, there is some, there isn't a lot of clarity over what's happening to David. Where is he right now, to begin with?
Okay, administration had put out. Let me first say, answer to your question, that.
Okay, when did this happen?
This happened on that's Good Friday.
Right.
Yes.
What exactly is the is the situation?
I find that bit a complete afterthought. Late Thursday, I had a call that my brother, Sijobe, that's David, has been arrested, and he's at the CI. That David had informed them that if I'm not there, he was not going to give a statement. So I had a brief conversation with me. They told him that they are arresting him for, quote, false publication.
Right.
So I inquired from him so as not to delay the investigation, so we could work out a bill. So there's the traffic. So by the time I got to the headquarters, he had already given a statement, and he was cautioned relative to one Charles Ejay, Inspector Charles Ejay, the basis for the so-called claim of false publication. And so they had a complaint that I said, So I asked him a very simple question, that what I do know with that offense is that there must be publication to even start an investigation related to that offense. So I asked him, where is the publication? He said, I should wait. And I said, no, that the said businesswoman who is the complainant is the one who they are investigating. Now I said, is he aware that David, as a journalist, knowing the ethics, and as a journalist, he wants to give her fair hearing, to be objective to, the parties involved in this. So in the process of investigating and listening to the parties involved, even before a publication will be done, is he aware? First was that he was doing a story and reached out to this businesswoman and this businesswoman then told him that, okay, first of all, I need to thank you so much. And there are audio recordings to that to do. Then subsequently, the woman indicated to David that, I need to see you. Is it possible break the Easter holiday? Then David again indicated that no, he has a tight schedule. Then she proposed. They all agreed to meet at Afrikiko. So David even took the lead and was there with
Interesting.
nothing more, nothing else. In fact, the story is even yet to be published. So even the night, that was around, if I'm not mistaken, around 9 p.m., the Thursday, while because they indicated that they do not have a holding cell at the police headquarters. And so they had to take him to the airport police station. One newspaper editor, Gordon Asaribediako, where he indicated that a journalist saying that that cannot be correct because, one, the statement taken by the police had nothing to do with what they claim to be false publication. And I even questioned the police officer. So that claim cannot be true. To him at the police headquarters, we finished everything, and waiting for additional instruction. You know the police, 2 p.m. Then we made some calls. Finally, it was agreed that bail be granted to him. Additional statement to the police now in respect of the so-called extortion. And so if, just for the record, you note that if you should do on Thursday, just when we're about to finish with the execution of the police inquiry bill, then this showcasing could no longer stand because there was no publication in the first place. So, Kwejo, caution against the false publication and then extortion.
Right. Of WhatsApp News. It's an online newspaper. He was picked up just before the Easter, charged with, according to his lawyer, first charge cautioned for both. Now, what does it mean when you say he's been cautioned? Does that end the matter, or
today?
Right. So the matter is still open, and
yeah, that's what
right.
That per your training, you have an ethical responsibility anytime you are doing a story. That, for me, is my understanding of your training. Now, if a journalist takes these steps and, opportunity of a journalist to give a hearing, because what at least to hear their side of the story. And that, for me, is a very dangerous development as far as or concerned with the issue of press freedom.
right.
As for at all material time, when they went to Afrikiko, and like the Constitution provides, before you effect an arrest, you must tell the person the reason for the arrest. That there cannot be any issue of extortion. Because at all material time, she was the one even making the demands. Would you want to meet me here? Would you want to do this on recording? She cannot deny it. She cannot deny it. And Kwejo, another interesting thing is that when David was taken to the CID headquarters, she was made to face a senior police on abuse.
Wait, so let's clarify this. So when he was arrested and taken to the police station, one of...
Senior police is the husband of the complainant.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yes, it's the husband of the complainant. In fact, he was first cautioned
Right.
for false publication.
Even
on
though
Thursday.
he has not published the story.
I mean, on Thursday, even before that the mens rea for that offense is the falsehood of that publication.
Right.
So I explained to him, will not be made up. And so that is the threshold before you even start your investigation.
Right. Okay, I want to
On
thank
that
you
Thursday evening,
thank you very much for the clarity
thank
there.
you, Kojo.
It's very important.
Thank you.
Now we're doing a bit of a catch up on a few of these stories that where had an encounter with the police when they stopped him to search him. He filmed the whole process, and during by one of the police officers, and he was verbally abused by them as well. So let's find out. It's our pleasure. As we promised, we said we would keep an eye on this and find out how it's gone. So first of all, tell us who you've petitioned and what has come of it so far.
I'm very good on January 3, and on January 4, I filed a formal complaint with the Adabraka Police Station, which is a criminal complaint. The Inspector General of Police. I also petitioned the National Media Commission and petitioned the Ghana Assault Inspector there, who was leading the SWAT police team that accosted me around the Kwame Nkrumah circle, a foolish journalist, and that this is what journalists do and they die. So I thought journalists, they knew who I was, and it's the National Media Commission, and that's what I did. After writing to the police inspector general, more than 10 days, were invited and told that the PIPS, the Police Professional Bureau, Standards Bureau, had been tasked to in 2021. I was in the company of my lawyer. I was asked to write a statement. I wrote the statement again, and the other officers also arrived at the scene. So my lawyer raised a preliminary objection. He said the lawyers that assaulted me were 4, and we had only 3. The officers explained that other officer was a Jew because he would either corroborate my story or corroborate the story of his other colleagues. The police assured us that he would be invited, for the want of a better word, they gave some wishy-washy explanations, and so they said a few things that I had to respond to, and then I also said a few things that they had to respond to. But primarily, they said that I was refusing to stop when they signaled me, and they gave me quote and on police investigators at the PIPS that this shouldn't be a big problem. It doesn't even have to be my word against their word. Inside Accra has been wired via CCTV, and at the venue where this thing happened, the interchange around the Ghanaian Times CCTV poles, the very white ones. So I had, prior to this, made investigations, and I was told that these CCTV were controlled by national security. So you could kindly request for the video, and then you can see where I was stopped and where I sped off to, if I even sped off. I invited and told what happens next. This was on 19th January. And Kojo, since 19th January, he has not been told anything, except that we will still hear from them. And we are yet to hear any Accra police station. After 10 days, I was invited by the investigator, and he told me that, look, and he gave me an extra, and I was accompanied by a CID officer. We went to the Kanishna in charge at Kanishna was commander, was furious. He said, why are you bringing a case to me after 10 days? And I said to him, no, I report on my fault. Now, my statement was taken. I was given an investigator and told to go out hear from them. I didn't hear from them for after. And he said, well, because you have also petitioned the IGP, I have become powerless. I cannot do anything. When the case has been suspended pending what happens with the PIPS, and the case at PIPS has not happened. Nothing has happened.
You cross-examined each other and so forth.
I do not have the name, but when I went to the place with my lawyer, we met one of the junior officers who was supposed to lead the investigation. So I do not have the name of the lead investigator, but I know that the commissioner entered up complaint to the lower officer to deal with that issue. And as we showed up, and nothing has happened so far.
What about the NMC and the GJA?
They were the regulator in the industry, and if there was anything that meant an attack on my professional career or my profession, I should take solace. Addressed it to the Inspector General of Police and said, hello, sir, this gentleman is a journalist. He was assaulted on this. We have duly received a petition from from the journalists involved. We have forwarded them to PIPS. We are in the copy of. So that was what happened, the encounter between the NMC and the Inspector General of Police, which is the headquarters of Ghanaian journalists who are members of the association. And I did this at the same time I did the petition to the Inspector General of Police, the letter by the GJA, which I find very sad because it was way back 2009 when I was in the Ghana Institute of Journalism as a member of the association for 11 years now. I'm a member of the association, duly recognized, I believe, and I thought that if I have the president of the GJA, Dr. Roland Afromoni, my very good friend and father, has not received even an acknowledgement, left me in the cold.
Again, do you have a name of the individual you handed the letter to?
Oh, that letter was closed. Ideally, you should have given it to the administrator, but we gave it to a gentleman known as Kujo, who should hand over that letter to Mr. Kujo. Subsequently, he had instructed that letter be given to someone else to deliver to him, and that has actually happened. That I know on authority, that a letter went to go and said, Mr. President, did you see our petition? We have not heard anything from you. And he said he did, but we would hear from him. Nothing has happened. And so that is the state of, we are a nation where processes are usually very stalled for someone's own interest. I'm sure your listeners will be saying in their head, oh, don't worry, you will never get a response, or it will never happen. In fact, there are police officers who have asked me, Charlie, so how is your case? And you have made your point public so the world will get to know. And I said to them, but I think I should be told something. At least there should be what those police officers did to me. I know they do to so many people, but those people don't get the opportunity to record or things that have brought that to the fore. And many people have accepted and corroborated this particular subject. In fact, we have, you yourself, your outfit, interviewed Alexander Obin, who is with the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, and he has a police diary by TSP Fiatenge, who is head of Accra Police PR, and she has not so many word supplements. We should be hearing from the senior-most officer, who is the IGP, through his representative at the police, should be preparing a report, and we should know what has happened. And nothing has happened, and it is sad. And I believe this will just be swept under the carpet again. But don't forget that in the early, now that the police themselves have truncated the criminal aspect of the investigation, saying that it is because I had petitioned the IGP, they can control the Kaneshie police, they can control the PIPS, but they can't control the court. And so that is what we may be left with. But again, I'll be waiting for advice.
Yes. And we still are extremely interested in this. Of course, if such a thing happens to one of us, it happens to all. Now that you've told us the state of affairs, we certainly want to know from the police whether that is true, that if you make an inquiry, we'll find out whether that is the truth. We'll also find out from the GJA why the silence. It's our job. All right, so we have to apologize. We were not able to bring you the online news review or the BBC News because energy. And Winston?
Yes, talking about GOIL. Now, GOIL higher grade fuels have been tried, tested, proven, and accepted over the years as the most fuels are further fortified with the XP3 additive multifunctional enhancer, more efficient, eco-friendly, and sold at no extra cost. Stations fill up with GOIL higher grade fuels. Ajibebia, GOIL Good Energy, GOIL Yenara Yenzi.
With Provident, man, you are covered. Let's take some messages back after these.
I nearly gave up on driving out of frustration. What hadn't I done? Peggy met this guy who said I should try GOIL